Hey, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Karyn. I am the owner of Charming Voyages Travel, and I have with me today one of my agents, Mindy Shirts, who also just got back from Disneyland. So we thought it would be really fun to come on live together and share our experiences, as it was both of our first time back at Disneyland after it opened back up to anyone but the California residents. So we are going to go through a couple of topics today. We're going to talk about the Good Neighbor hotels, because we each stayed at a different hotel. So we've got two Good Neighbor hotel experiences to share with you. We are going to talk about mobile orders for dining, for quick service dining. That has been kind of a hot topic, so we're going to cover that as well. And then lastly, we're of course going to talk about the parks, what our experiences were in the parks, entertainment, lines, crowds, masks, not masks, all that good stuff. In the meantime, we're going to get started with our hotels. So Mindy, tell me where you and your group stayed for your Disneyland trip.
Marriott Courtyard Anaheim Theme Park Entrance. It really is that long of a name, but it's across the street.
Mm-hmm.
And so right there by the entrance, you just kind of make a left. It's back behind the Panera, 10 minutes to the park. It was really fantastic. They also have a smaller water park right there in their hotel for their guests. It's small, but 2 slides, plenty of fun, a splash pad. So just for that afternoon downtime, you can go back. And they do require reservations for their guests to for the time, so that it's not super busy.
Oh, good.
You just sign up the day before and you have a reservation time. We did that on the last day because we knew we weren't going to the parks. So before we checked out, we just went in the morning and the kids played there at the water park. So
awesome.
Highly recommend. It was really cutely decorated. The staff there was amazing. Being a Courtyard, you don't have the breakfast included, but there is a full Starbucks right there in their lobby. And so you have, you do have that breakfast option. And then next door is the Panera and also the McDonald's. So,
awesome. Yeah, you've got 2 great choices right there. And that's one of the newer hotels. I think that hotel's only been open maybe 4 or so years. So it's definitely on the newer end of those. And I was just a little bit down the street from you at Grand Legacy at the park, which I've sent clients to both of those hotels before, but I've actually never stayed at the Courtyard that you stayed at. And this was my first time at Grand Legacy, which I really, really liked. Again, the proximity to the park, like literally across the street, was just absolutely fantastic. We did use the pool one day there. There wasn't any reservations needed for that. There was a very small splash area that had like 2 water cannons that shot, but definitely older and a little bit smaller. So we didn't really partake in that, but I was watching some of the younger kids with that. And again, with ours, we didn't really have any dining available at the hotel that we stayed at. There is a rooftop bar at that hotel, but it's owned and operated separately from the hotel. And I had a hard time getting a reservation there. And when we walked up just to eat, we didn't have any luck. So we were just eating kind of in that strip of restaurants right next door. There's a pizza press restaurant just a little bit further south that we really like, and we've eaten at in the past. So we did that one night, and we really spent as much time as we could in the parks. But I was very happy with that hotel. I loved the view. We were able to stand in the hallway and kind of see the view of the fireworks. It wasn't from our room, but it was definitely from a window in there. So that was really kind of neat as well. But location, right? I think we both stayed in really great hotels within the proximity of the park.
Absolutely. And one other shout out to the Courtyard is that if you have 6 in your family, it's 2 queens and a bunk bed.
Oh, wow.
It was phenomenal because you have 2 full queens, then you have a little table with kind of a booth, to sit and eat if you need to, and then you have bunk beds. Now the bunk beds, I wouldn't put adults in the bunk beds. They were smaller, like up to my nephew's 14, and he was like, this is kind of thin, but he fit. So you can easily put, a smaller teenager up there easily. But it's so hard to find rooms that are family friendly sometimes, and that definitely was. And then our view was of the water park, so it kind of faced inward.
let's move on to food. Everyone loves the food at Disney, right?
Yes.
We go there part for the rides, but part to eat and enjoy all the yummies. So I know for us, I was traveling single parent with a 10-year-old, and for us, we had a little bit of a challenge that first couple of days, kind of getting in the groove of quick service, because you think quick service and that you're going to go up and get food served quickly, and that wasn't necessarily our experience. So I learned as our 4 days kind of went on that we really needed to plan in advance and look at the mobile orders and the pickup times and what was available, and then plan food based on where we would be like in an hour or in 45 minutes when that window opened up. So that was my experience, which I'm happy to elaborate on a little bit more, but I'm just curious, Mindy, what was your experience in terms of dining and the quick service setup?
So it was really helpful. You had given me that heads up. And so even encouraging a 10 and a 14-year-old to plan ahead, it didn't happen. So one night when we were in California Adventure, by about 9 o'clock, of course, everybody's starving. We ended up in, I think it was the Avengers Land, and there was a restaurant there. It was like a pretzel place, but it had other things with it.
We ate there too.
Okay. So they had a standby line. So if you hadn't ordered on your app, you could stand in line and wait. And it took us 20-ish minutes, 30 minutes, but we had time to kill. We were waiting for our queue. So we knew we had time. Yeah. And so just so that people know that some of the restaurants do have that standby line. If you don't make it in the queue and you just want to stand in line, some of those restaurants are offering that. And that's what we did for one. The other thing that I found in Disneyland, I realized that when we ordered ahead, sometimes it would tell you it gave you your time block of when to show up, then you had to tell them that you were there. Yes. So that's a key thing to remember, to tell them that you're there, so then they prepare get your order together and ready to go. And I found that I was in Tomorrowland, and I think it's called the Galactic, that classic one that's right there in the middle of Tomorrowland.
Yeah, with the burgers and stuff. Yeah.
Yes, the burgers and stuff. That one actually was really quick. Like as soon as I told them I was there, my order was up within a minute or two. Like Excellent. It wasn't, I mean, I had to wait for my time, but other than that, then it told me that I was there. So then we did another one over in New Orleans where you get the mint juleps and stuff, and it's the outside where you can get the beignets and the juleps. And that one was faster to do on your app. And then you could go up and show them your order number and they would give it to you, because it was fast hand out the window type stuff.
Yes.
So there were a couple of times. The other one that we did was the Bengal barbecue across from.
Yes, I love Bengal barbecue.
And they had like the skewers and whatnot. We stood in that line too, so we didn't pre-order on that one. Okay. And it worked out just fine. So
good. That's awesome.
If you're willing to stand in line, there are a few that you have that option. Yeah. Otherwise, the order ahead was absolutely
helpful.
Yeah.
I love Bengal barbecue, and my daughter's favorite ride is Indiana Jones, and we went on that 5 times this trip. So I was across from Bengal barbecue very often, but didn't actually eat there this trip. You were talking about the standby lines, and one thing I thought was interesting, I'm definitely never missing out on a corn dog when I'm in Disneyland. So I had pre-ordered on the mobile app our corn dogs, and when we got there was a standby line, but by the time we told them that we were there to pick up our mobile order, she had cut off the standby line. So I guess because it's it's just that cart that they can only keep up with so much demand, and so they had switched during that time. There's a couple of people while I was waiting to pick up my food that came thinking there was a standby line and there wasn't. So I would just a little bit more planning, a little bit more research is definitely key. And then one of the other things for the Dole Whips, those were only on the mobile app unless you went kind of around the corner to that restaurant, and then you were waiting in line with everyone that wanted the restaurant as well. So good. Thank you for sharing that with me. I know you only had 2 park days. I had 4.
We only did 2, and I was also going to share too that in the past I felt that the little carts had been scarce. I don't know, like the churro carts and I felt like they were a little scarce. This time I felt they were in abundance. Like I I never thought, when am I going to get a churro? I had plenty of churros, but they were readily available. They really were. And sometimes, you know, the cart will run out, but I think they were more prepared.
Yeah, we did churros one day. We did a lot of popcorn. Almost every day, I think we did popcorn. I'm trying to think of what other, and we did Dole Whip twice. So those were kind of our, you know, our snacks and that kind of thing. What did you guys think of any of the fall fun fall treats? Did you get any of the specialty fall items that were on the menus?
Churros. So there was a Maleficent churro that they roll it in the cookie crumbs.
Yeah,
it was like black. And then we did it was over in California Adventure, and I don't remember the name of it, but it was in sparkles. So all the sugar had sparkles in it.
Oh,
so
fun!
Those were our two treats. But that was. But just the decor, the fall decor in general, it makes for a
Isn't it so fun? I know. I love Disney during the fall time, and then also at Christmas it's equally beautiful. We did my daughter had a sugar cookie that was like looked like a candy corn. I'll post a picture of it down in the comments. And then I did a Jack Skellington cake pop. But other than that, we didn't really get to a lot of the fall stuff that we wanted to try. So it goes quick, you know.
Yeah.
Awesome, good deal. So what was the next thing we were going to talk about was, of course, the different parks, right? Yeah. So you had a day in Disneyland and a day in California Adventure with like teenage kids, right? 11 and 14.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter's 10, so neither of us had the littler kids. What was your experience in the parks and the other rides that aren't part of that virtual queue and that kind of thing?
You know, it was pretty typical. Everything was, I believe, between a 30-minute to a 60-minute wait. So pretty typical. Every time I check the map, I think on average it was like a 45-minute wait. There got some longer times for Pirates was shut down temporarily, so when it reopened, it had a longer wait. The Haunted Mansion always, you know, you're sitting always at about 45, 60 minutes. Indiana Jones, right? So as far as like extensive wait times, nothing was abnormal, and was so happy to be back.
I think that was our experience too. We were just so thrilled to be there. One of our favorite rides is Thunder Mountain Railroad, and that was down right now. So that was kind of a bummer, but we knew that ahead of time. So we just know that we got to go back now to get on that ride. So good. And what about with California Adventure?
California Adventure, the Cars ride, of course, we went right to that. That's always a fun one. And then the Tower of Terror now, Guardians of the Galaxy. They've changed the name.
The Mission Breakout. Yep. That's fantastic.
And we went after 3 o'clock. And so in the month of October, they changed it to the Monsters After Midnight. And so we did it with the monsters on the ride as well. So I thought that one was really fun. I like the change. It's a fun updated change there.
Yeah, I fought the change hard because I loved the theming of it, you know, when it was Tower of Terror, and I'm glad that they still have that down in Hollywood Studios in Walt Disney World. Yeah. But I have to say that this time I really embraced the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Mission Breakout and the music. It was just, the theming of it is so fun. As a matter of fact, I had a client there that was there the same time as us, where she has a little one that was afraid to do the ride, but I encouraged her to take her all the way up to the point that they get on the ride, and then she can kind of bow out with her daughter, so she still sees kind of the inside of the building and the little pre-show and that kind of thing too. So yeah, I was one of those that was not thrilled with the change, but definitely warmed up to it after riding it this round. So we didn't get to do the dark one, the After Dark one. So.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Well, good. I'm so glad that we were able to kind of coordinate our schedules to do this chat and kind of help answer some questions for people who maybe haven't been there as recently as we have. Of course, we're always available to answer questions. I will post in the comments my Calendly link and Mindy's Calendly link. If anyone watching is looking to book a Disneyland trip, we'd obviously love to help you plan and strategize and organize that so you can make the very best out of your trip with your family. And we are booking all sorts of other vacations as well. Mindy is our specialist for both Costa Rica and Hawaii. So if you're looking to go there, she's definitely your gal. Have you been to all the Hawaii islands, or are you still missing Maui?
I am missing Maui, but that one's coming up.
Yep. So soon she'll have been to all of the Hawaiian islands. So if you're looking to do Hawaii, definitely reach out. And of course, we've got quite a few agents on our team now, so we kind of have someone who's specializing in everything. So happy to help with wherever you guys are at. Thank you so much for joining. Any last words, Mindy?
Just so you know, don't be afraid of the masks, because
masks. Good.
Yes. Sorry, I know.
No, yes, no, I'm glad. Thank you.
So just so you know that masks were not required outside, and they were required if you went into a building, into a restaurant, but very, very doable outside. So
yep. And some of the line queues are inside rides, obviously, as well. But yeah, no, we had the same experience. It was just for a few minutes. So no, I appreciate that, because I didn't have that on my notes. So of course I forgot. So anyway, thank you folks all for joining us. This was really fun to kind of do this live chat. We're going to probably do more stuff like this. Mindy was just in Costa Rica not too long ago, so I think we'll maybe do a live chat talking about your trip there. And then Kelly was just in Oahu. So yeah, we've got people kind of jet setting all over the place. So we're happy to bring you all of the scoop. If there's anything that we can do for you guys, thank you so much. And we appreciate being part of your vacations. Have a great day.